From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Violet Skybor.
Good evening, everyone. We have some very heavy snow up in the North Country, some lighter snow for the Mohawk Valley, but some areas seeing some icy roads as temperatures dip below freezing. And again, on top of that, some gusty winds, and we can take a look at that from our Carbon Auto Group tower cam over Utica. Look at how it is shaking. We're seeing some very strong winds up on Smithville Road here, and this continues across central New York. So be especially careful driving for your evening commute or if you have any plans heading into the rest of tonight. So timing this event out for you, again this evening, everyone is seeing those very gusty winds, but up in the North Country, that's where they're seeing the heaviest snow. Some lighter snow going into the southern valleys and into the Mohawk Valley, but again, that gusty wind is creating some areas of low visibility and blowing snow. Heading into Friday morning and afternoon, we're going to see some very heavy, persistent lake effect snow in the North Country. For the Mohawk Valley, places like Utica and areas further south, just seeing some cloud cover and light flurries. And again, that wind is going to die down as well. Heading into Friday evening and Friday night, that persistent snow in the North Country moves south, so moves into the Mohawk Valley and then eventually into the southern valleys by Friday night. And that is when we're going to have that accumulating snow. So again, right now seeing those very gusty winds, we have a high wind advisory for southern Oneida, southern Herkimer, and into the southern valleys until midnight. And right now you can see those very gusty winds across the state. 18 miles per hour in Rome with gusts up to 25 miles per hour right now. And again, with those icy roads, it could be especially hard to see. We also have a blizzard warning, and this is for the North Country. We have some very persistent snow sitting over the Tug Hill and moving into places like Old Forge and Boonville. Areas further south right now just seeing some light flurries that are eventually going to end as we head into Friday. But that snowfall up in the North Country will eventually make its way south. So timing that out for you right now, very heavy snow up in the North Country at 7 p.m. Just a few flurries for areas further south. The snowfall to the south is going to end heading into tonight, but that heavy snow up north is going to be very persistent with blizzard-like conditions, as you can see at 10 p.m. Going overnight tonight and into Friday morning. When you're heading out the door at 7 a.m., very heavy snow still continuing up in the North Country. Dry with just some clouds for areas further south, but that snowfall again is going to continue for your lunchtime plans at noon up in the North Country. It doesn't start to shift south until 5 p.m. Friday. We'll have some more lake effect snow bands developing, eventually all moving south by Friday night. So around 10 p.m. we're going to see some very heavy snow pushing into Utica and then eventually going into the southern valleys going towards Saturday morning. And by Saturday afternoon, that's when all of that snow eventually ends. So how much we can expect? The heaviest in the North Country where we'll have the most persistent snow, around 2 feet, maybe even more for places like Lowville. Going further east into Old Forge and for Boonville, around 1 foot to 2 feet. Going further south, 6 to 12 inches, and then 2 to 6 inches for Utica and into places like Cooperstown and Oneonta. So tonight, a low around 18 degrees with that heavy snow up north. That heavy snow pushes into Utica and areas further south by tomorrow evening, a high around 27 degrees. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Snowfall today, drying out for the weekend, and then warmer weather and rainfall heading into the start of next week. We'll be right back.